Right, that's another shift done. As usual, I've been absolutely non-stop, so it went in quite quick. And it's now time for the commute home. So we'll see what obstacles and arseholes I encounter on this journey. Coming along here last night, I wish I had the camera on it. There was a idiot parked right at the stop line at this pedestrian crossing with his four-way lights on, unloading to go into the hotel. And guess who stopped? The police. So hopefully he got to sell some points on his licence and a fine. Because here in Edinburgh they seem to think they can park anywhere they want and they get away with it. He's left a wee gap at the front for me, thank you very much. Now I've noticed they've taken all the 40-mile-an-hour speed limit signs down here as well. Every road in the city has been dropped by 10 miles an hour, or more or less every road. So this used to be a 40 and they're now making it a 30, but my speedometer's not working properly. It seems to go all blurry now and again. Absolutely ridiculous. Dual carriageways, they've got dual carriageways that were once a national speed limit, so they were 70 because I had a central reservation. Then they dropped them from 70 to 40 and now they're down to 30. There's only one reason for that, and that's to create congestion so that Edinburgh Council can then bring in the congestion charge, which was overwhelmingly rejected about 20 years ago. So what the council done instead was they brought the trams in. They were bringing the trams in anyway, it was always part of their agenda. Now these pedestrian crossings, doesn't matter what time of the day or night, they always cycle through the green man on the pedestrian crossing, even when there's nobody about. Now I've came through here at 2 o'clock in the morning and you're sitting at a red light with a pedestrian green man on and there's not a stitch about. Ridiculous. I forgot about these temp lights. Know what they're doing here. Got their field lights out, all coned off, and they're working in the field. There you go, eh? How's that for health and safety? Now this is a dual carriageway as well. Formerly a 40, now a 30. Unbelievable. They're making the speed limits in the cities, in the towns, that slow that you're getting overtaken by these people on the e-scooters and e-bikes, and the e-bikes that have been clocked that can do up to 60 miles an hour. Now the other week there I was driving in the van at work and I was in a 40 mile an hour limit and I was doing 40 on the dot and I got overtaken by a guy on an e-bike pulling a wheelie. So I mean, fair play to the boy, had some skill like, what have you, but e-bikes as far as I'm aware should only do a maximum of 14 miles an hour on battery power, and this guy was doing more than 40, and yet you hit one of them with your vehicle, you're automatically charged, you're done on the spot. The laws are fucking arse. Anyway, that was quite painless. Absolutely painless for a change. Always is when I've got the camera on. And normally I don't commute that often with the camera, but that's when I seem to find all the idiots. And when I've got the camera on, they don't seem to be about. Maybe they just don't want to be on YouTube. I don't know what he's waving at. You try to say hold? You try to give me the finger? Or the peace sign? Oh, he's waving me on. Thanks, pal. The thing is, right, he's sitting there in his car. I know he's doing it all with good intentions, but I've actually got a better view than him because I'm sitting up higher. But yeah, fair play to him. Normally when you're behind these cars with the 4 rings of entitlement, they do everything in their power to hold you back. But that guy was one of the good ones. They're not all bad. Yeah, at this same stretch last night I had a Honda Civic. I'm just putting along at 50 mile an hour. Oh, there's the speedo working again. I'm just putting along at 50 mile an hour, and this Honda Civic decided that he was going to blow me away. So I let him fly past me, give him his little 5 seconds of joy. And then we got up here and it was queued up. So again I just puttled on past him. That gave me great satisfaction, that. And that prick was sat in traffic. Now can this car get any further over onto the white lines? Look at it. Running right on the white lines. Do you think it's because he's spotted that there's a bike behind him? He's taking it as far out as he can. Now he'll probably close the gap up with the car in the front. But when they do that, they're just doing me a favour, really. When you manage to stay on this side of the road going round this corner. What about the next one? What about the right-hander? You're not very good at right-handers because you seem to cut the corners off. I'm going to cut this one off. Aye, on the line there a wee bit. And again. No, you're not very good, are you? Toyota Corolla. I wonder who could be driving that. Let's have a wee look. Oh no, I'm shocked. It was a man. Right. I think private hire features has seen me because he's really making an effort to move over, and I got a wee flash. So I seem to be meeting all the decent drivers tonight, whereas last night it was the complete opposite. It was all the fucking bell ends. You need a brake light, Mr. Mini. I think there'll be LED. Oh, that'll be expensive, pal. Best case scenario, you've got a loose plug. Worst case scenario, you're going to need a new light. I hate cars now, you know that. I really do. But in saying that, I've got a little Mini like that. It's a diesel though. The 1.5 diesel, turbo diesel. And Went down to Gainsborough last week with it, and didn't hammer it. Drove the car nice and easy. Averaged 83 miles to the gallon. So I was quite happy at that. 83 to the gallon. Right, I will need to be careful on this roundabout because earlier on the guys on Bikers page on Facebook, the local Bikers page, reported of diesel. Here's all the diesel here, all the sand. So it wasn't on the roundabout, it was just prior to the roundabout. A diesel spillage. Happens all the time on this roundabout. Probably doesn't help with the camber of the road. And this roundabout down here as well at the petrol station, that's bad for diesel. And I slid in the car one day on that. Came round the roundabout and it was just swimming in diesel. Obviously some fuckwit filled up his truck or whatever in that petrol station. And it pissed half of it out coming round the roundabout. Either not putting his fuel cap on properly or whatever. Well, I'm just going to wrap it up here. So if you've made it this far, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.